we've got an announcement. Welcome back to the Let's Talk Racing YouTube channel in association with Racing TV. We hope you are all doing well. This is going to be a slightly different video because the podcast is taking a step forward and I'm pretty excited about it.
Oh, very excited, and it is a distinct step forward as well in that respect, and something I think Josh and myself have been bubbling over for quite a while.
We have. Long story short, at the back end of last year there was lots of calls from you, the viewers, wanting possibly a syndicate, a horse to get involved with that was kind of alongside Let's Talk Racing, and it was one of our goals over the summer break where we go away and try and improve the channel, and hopefully we have done that, and thank you very much for your kind comments. It was our mission to put together a syndicate. Unfortunately, due to timings and stuff, this wasn't able to happen.
So we were scratching around thinking we didn't want to disappoint you guys, we didn't want to disappoint ourselves in terms of we wanted to get involved with a horse, and then an opportunity arose.
An opportunity arose, yeah, because the thing is we could have planned, like syndicates don't happen overnight, some of them, and especially new startups, you have to go through processes and go through all of that jazz, and we simply didn't have enough time to get a horse ready for the new season. So then we had a really good chat with our good friend Cam Sword, who is one of the lucky people that owns a share in Corach Rambler. Not been a bad couple of years for him, and he wants, and he's very enthusiastic about growing the game, so he set up a syndicate called Claymore Racing.
And after our first Horses to Follow video this year, where Josh was lucky enough to sit down with Lucinda Russell, who was talking to us about Giovinco, a really exciting horse that's gone through the Irish point-to-point background and into her yard, I think we were looking at each other going, geez, it would be fantastic to have a horse in with Lucinda at the moment. Obviously Grade 1 winning trainer, Grand National winning trainer. What could be anything better than that?
It would be fantastic, and she's just going from strength to strength. And funny enough, Cam said that the first horse that Claymore are going to have is a horse called King of Answers, and he'll be going into training with Lucinda Russell, and you know how much that we like young, exciting horses. He just screamed to us, this is a perfect opportunity to get involved, and hopefully the Let's Talk Racing viewers would see it the same.
Very much so. A horse that's ran twice in point-to-points in Ireland, really improved from run to run, and seems to be getting better and better. Still a 4-year-old as well, so the world is his oyster.
So we're really, really excited to announce that we've come together with Claymore Racing and King of Answers for the upcoming season, and we want you to get involved and to hear a little bit more about the horse. You caught up with Lucinda.
So we're delighted to be joined by Lucinda Russell, who's taken time out of her busy schedule to talk to us about King of Answers. I know Josh and I are delighted to get involved with the team, Lucinda. Can you tell us a little bit about this horse?
Yeah, look, he's really exciting. He just fits our profile of the Irish point-to-pointers, taking a few runs to get going. He's young, great conformation, really nice type. He will go over hurdles this season, but long term he's going to be a chaser. He's by a sire we particularly like called Malinas, and he's just everything that we've done with him since he's arrived has just been shown that he's probably the right one to buy. And I think especially for a club which has got plenty of members and lots of enthusiasm, we wanted a horse that we're not going to have to wait too long for, so he can run in bumpers soon and then he can crack on over hurdles. And I think we know that he's got a level of ability, so hopefully he'll give you all a lot of success as well as fun.
Well, that's certainly the hope. How has he settled in since obviously coming over from Ireland?
Yeah, it's quite hard for these young horses. You know, they get broken in at 3 and then suddenly they're produced and they have to run in a point-to-point. But he's been fantastic. I think they probably get that a little bit from Malinas. They're quite laid-back horses, and he's taken it very, very well. He can, while I say he's laid back, he can be a little bit hot to ride. And however, we've got some fantastic jockeys here that ride him. Patrick Wadge rides him quite a lot. Derek sat on him. And yeah, no, he's been great. But it does take them a little bit of time to settle in, as you say. But he's done all his pre-training with us. And we're now up to working. And one of the reasons I'm standing outside is that we've just had a work morning just now. So I wanted to go up and see them all work. And he was very good. Sorry I didn't record it for you, but we'll maybe get a recording of it sent at some point to all the members. But yeah, no, he's fine. He's now up to working twice a week and getting ready to go racing.
That's absolutely superb. And of course, coming from a yard like Peter Flood's back in Ireland, a great training school for these young horses, they've done an awful lot of jumping experience from their point-to-point days. How has he adapted in that respect since joining your yard?
Yeah, so in the pre-training, they do loads of stuff, poles, little barrels and so on. And he was quite buzzy to start with, probably just a little bit because it might have been a little bit new for him, but he settled down into it. He's very clever with his feet, very quick to learn. I always say that when we work them in school, you learn an awful lot about their character. And while he can be a little bit buzzy, he's very clever. He's bold, and if he's in trouble, he knows he's got scope to get out of it. So it bodes very well for the future and for when we actually school him over hurdles. We'll do that when we get a little bit more rain and it's not quite as sunny as it is just now. We can school him actually over the hurdles. But I think possibly we'll probably start with a bumper for him because he is only 4. So he'll have a run in a bumper in the sort of September, October time.
We saw from his 2 point-to-point runs how he improved so much from run 1 to run 2. Do you expect that improvement to kind of constantly come out of him once we see him in bumpers and then onto hurdles and obviously the down the line going over fences?
Yeah, so we quite often buy horses that haven't won first time out. I always think that, as you say, he's come from a really good producer that gives them a bit of time. And that's quite important to us because you can fry their brains a little bit if you put them under too much pressure too early. And this is a horse that we're looking at for the long term. We're not just looking at him, this season, but we want him to go chasing as well. So we will just be gentle on him. But as I say, everything that we've done with him so far, he's absolutely understood, taken, accepted, and is showing that he's getting stronger.
And obviously a part of these club days is to get days at your yard as well, stable visits, and there's so many kind of great household names now within your yard. Must be exciting times to welcome Claymore fans and owners to come and see not only their own horse in King of Answers, but plenty of those names like Corrick Rambler, Ahoy Seigneur and all.
Yeah, I mean, it is this year has just been phenomenal. When we won the national with Corrick and we were driving back up the road and I said to Skew, this is going to really explode. So we've insulated ourselves. We have got Michael Scudamore on board. He's brought up some really good staff. We've built more stables and it's just a really exciting time of year. And I'm sorry that we couldn't do this podcast when people were cantering down behind me because you can hear the buzz amongst the staff. Everyone's just so enthusiastic about it. I think we've got some lovely horses for this season. We did well last year with the horses like King of Answers that we brought out of the point-to-point field, and they're all about to go chasing. And we've got some lovely young horses. We've got Giovinco, Snake Roll. It's not just the obvious ones. There's some others underneath the radar, and hopefully King of Answers will also prove to be the same this time next year. I'll be standing here saying to you, I can't wait to go chasing with them. But it's a really exciting time, and I think everyone that comes to the yard feels that, and they can feel the sort of just the excitement and the anticipation of the season ahead.
Well, you've mentioned the combination with yourself now and Michael Scudamore coming up. That must be a fantastic time to think that he's even bringing a few horses up himself, and the thing is constantly expanding and getting better numbers and better quality at that.
Yeah, and I think those of the people that are watching that know Skew and I, we love being very hands-on and being very close to the horses. And one of the fears as you get bigger is that you get pushed away from the actual horse, and it's harder to actually know the horses in your care. And it's very important to us not to do that. We have to still be very hands-on, and Skew still rides out, I still ride out. And I think it's very important to do that. And by bringing Michael on board, it means that he can take a bit of the pressure off our shoulders as the numbers have got bigger. And as you say, gosh, he's brought some lovely horses. We've got some really nice horses from Mark Dunphy, Lebowski, and Do Your Job. And I think there's some exciting horses amongst them. So, the future's very bright. And it was a bit overwhelming a couple of months ago, but we've sort of got into the swing of it now, and I'm just looking forward to it.
And obviously we're looking to try and get as many kind of new people into racing ownership in this King of Answers group with Claymore Racing. What would you suggest? You've been through plenty of owners, you've got plenty of different owners in your yard. What would you say as a bit of an advice to somebody that maybe wants to take that first step into ownership?
Yeah, it's funny, when these microshares started, I was a little bit negative about them. I just thought that, you just be one of a number. But I think if you go into the well-run syndicates like Claymore, you get a lot of, you feel like you're a single owner. And despite however many other co-owners you might have, I think it's nowadays, we're so lucky we can do things like this. We can do WhatsApp messages, and it just makes you feel that you are really part of the horse, and you are. We consider all the owners to be part of it. And part of the excitement for us training horses is seeing the horses get better, but it's also sharing the fun that we have with so many other people. And I've seen it with other micro shares, how much enjoyment it brings you. And I think Claremore's great. You know, it's run by Cameron. He owns a share in the Grand National winner, Correct Rambler. So he knows what it's like to be part of a syndicate. And the friendships that you develop within it, it's just great. And the fact that he can do it at such a reasonable amount is great. You know, give it to your friends for their Christmases and birthdays. I think it's a great present to give.
Yeah, we agree completely with that. Obviously, every racing fan, owner, trainer has a dream, and you've had plenty of horses in the last couple of years going to fulfil those dreams. What is the big dream with King of Answers this season?
King of Answers, if he could emulate the Snake Rolls and the Serious Operators that we had of last season, win a couple of novice hurdles, show that he's got a good level of ability, because whatever he does over hurdles, he'll be even better over fences. So God willing, that's what he does, wins a couple of times, and just show that he's as progressive as we hope that he is, and that we can give everyone a really good day out and enjoyment, and to be part of a young horse that's sort of coming into racing and be part of a success story.
Well, thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule, Lucinda. Josh and I are really excited, and we really hope that plenty of people come on board with this horse.
Excellent. So do I. It'll definitely be worthwhile. It'll definitely give you all a good insight into racing.
Just love how enthusiastic Lucinda Russell was, and it made me want to get involved.
Yeah, very infectious personality when she's talking about these young horses. She fits right in with our morals, really. She's banging on about these young horses. She's got a fantastic record with them as well. She places them brilliantly. They win an awful lot of races, and you only have to look at the amount of stars, the amount of young, good horses as well in there, and she seems to hold King of Answers in very high regard as well.
As obviously a lot of our audience is younger, it was important to us that it was priced accordingly, and for £59 you can get involved in King of Answers for the year. All the links will be down in the description, but what you get members calls, you can get merch, and you also get stable trips to go and see Lucinda and her stable starts. We're thinking Ahoy Signor, Correct Rambler, go and stroke the Grand National winner. How often do you get to do that? And you get to stroke my boy as well, Giovinco, and we can actually say that if you sign up in the next week or two, you can go to the first members gathering at Lucinda's. They've got the whole yard for the whole day, specifically just for them. You get a bit of food, get a bit of drink on the 24th of September.
I was promised bacon sandwiches.
Yeah, and we possibly might be there too, which is very, very exciting. We're really looking forward to getting involved with Claymore Racing. We'll be teaming up with them throughout the season. They've got members calls, there's merch, there's members badges going and going to a race course, seeing King of Answers run. I think we've always wanted to have a podcast connection with a horse, and we're really glad we've got that. Obviously we had Third Time Lucky, Sandor Clegane, Bardenstown Lad, these horses that we've just grown so close to, and although they're not superstars, some of them are very good in their own right, we've made them our superstars.
They're cult heroes. They're what we love about racing. You can follow them, you build that connection with them to the extent where you feel like you could own them. This is one step better. We actually do own him.
Yeah, we are actually going to be having a piece of his pie, and we can go and meet him. We can go to the race course with him, and I'm just genuinely really excited.
So excited that we're having pieces of pie as well. I think the greatest thing that I got from the Lucinda interview as well was that at the moment, fingers crossed, touch wood and all that, seems to be a very sound horse, and they have a kind of a plan of action for the season ahead, that there's going to be a bumper, then potentially going novice hurdling later in the year. It's what she's done with an awful lot of her decent horses, and I think we're getting the vibe that first bumper run could be sooner rather than later.
It could be sooner rather than later. So if you do want to get involved, all the information is in the first line of the description. We hope you do go on this journey with us. We're very excited about it, and we're very excited about King of Answers and partnering with the team at Claymore Racing. We're going to be working with them throughout this season, and hopefully, just hopefully, he can get us in that winner's enclosure. And it might be this month. He's running in a bumper at the end of the month, possibly the 28th. I think they've got their eye on something. How good would it be that if he was to go and run really well first time out?
Oh, it'd just be very exciting. I'm already getting the tingles, Josh, and that's bad news for everybody, but I am really excited here. King of Answers could be the king of racing.
He could be the king of racing. If you want to get involved, all the links are in the first line of the description. Really, really excited about seeing him on a race course. Hopefully, we've done enough to convince you that you can join us on this journey. And if you do want to see any more information, do click that first link in the description. And hopefully, we'll see you at one of the members' days at Lucinda's yard.